there, and welcome back once again to some more Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Today we'll continue on Let's Play. This is episode 9. In today's episode we are taking a look at the unique stunt jumps. These are the jumps that you have to perform in the game that are epic and incredible, and you get a slow motion camera and everything. They are a 100% requirement, and there are 17 on our current island. This is not including Starfish Island, of course, because we are only talking about the area unlocked at the start of the game. First thing I would recommend for all of the unique stunt jumps in the game is getting the PCJ 600 motorcycle. It can be found here next to Cortez's Pier, but there are plenty of spawn points for the PCJ 600, including one that we'll show in the next video. And yeah, these bikes are pretty common. Anyways, the first and second jumps are located here in Ocean Beach. The first one requires you to go down an alleyway and jump over a paint spray, and then the second one comes straight after that on the roof of Apartment 3C. In case you are wondering, you get a $100 reward from each stunt and this stack. So for example, you get $100 plus $100 for every number of jumps completed to a maximum of $3,600, because there are 36 stunt jumps in the game overall. Jump number 3 is located on the roof of the Ocean Beach multi-story car park, for which a vehicle mission takes place, which we will look at in the next episode. Become familiar with this car park because you see it a fair amount in the side mission portion of the game. But yeah, simply back up onto here, make sure you've got your run up just fine. You're going to be jumping off this sort of service ramp here towards the end of the car park, and the goal is to simply land on the roof of the building adjacent. You do need a decent run up for this one, and also just bear in mind to try and save yourself a little bit on the landing. Of course, the nice thing with doing these jumps here in Ocean Beach is that if you mess the bike up, you can go ahead and get to a paint spray. The next few jumps actually take place in and around this alleyway in Ocean Beach, just behind the safe house. The fourth one is here. Simply just jump up this wooden ramp. I'm not quite sure where the landing location is down the alleyway, but it is a pretty straightforward one to do. But before we continue on with the alley jumps, we'll have another look at another jump, this time on top of a different multi-story car park. This is the Washington Mall car park, which is slightly different. There's sort of this swirly ramp to go up here, which is very nice and very difficult to drive in an actual real vehicle, but on a bike it's not too difficult. Anyways, simply around the top end of this car park here in order to get the jumps just right. And as you can see, you come across here, just sort of do a full lap. That's the way I like to do it, just in order to get your momentum up, and then when you're ready, gun it off the top end of here, sort of adjacent to the entrance in which you entered. Jump it onto the shop window, or the shop adjacent, essentially. I'm not explaining that very well, but of course the footage does show it. And this jump is also linked to another jump similar to the first jump we showed off. The goal here is to hit the ramp on the end, I believe it is, to launch yourself onto the road down below. This one can be a little bit tricky, and getting back up here again essentially means you have to do the first jump all over again. So if you get this all knocked out in one go, it does make things a lot easier. But yeah, simply land on the road just beyond that alleyway, and yeah, there you go. That will be that stunt jump completed. Back to this alleyway then, and jump number 7, Ocean Beach alleyway. This is covered in the PCJ playground vehicle mission as well, because there is a Corona up here, so some of these you will actually get through that. I'm just covering these beforehand because, you know, I kind of like wrapping the unique stunt jumps all into one nice little video. Jump number 8 is on top of the stairway used in the Guardian Angels mission for Cortez, so you should be pretty familiar with the area. Goal this one, very simply just land on the roof of the building, and yeah, pretty straightforward jump there overall. Now there is one more jump sort of near this alleyway. This is going to be focusing on a staircase which is just next to the one used in Guardian Angels. It's sort of in a little L shape. Go towards the beach and then just ramp off here. You're going to be ramping off towards the Washington Beach police station, and essentially just smashing your face into it, and that's the way to do it. Pretty straightforward. And then finally there is one more alleyway jump to do. It is involving another staircase, this one not used in Guardian Angels, the first staircase as you enter the alleyway. Again, I believe this one is covered in PCJ Playground. Once again, just simply landing on the roof of a building, and that one will get it done. But speaking about the entrance to the alleyway, there are a couple of stunt jumps here. Again, PCJ Playground will cover these ones. The first one is a nice little wooden ramp just to get up onto the main building itself. You'll see a health pickup just there, and yeah, that one, once again, a pretty straightforward stunt jump to do. And then right next to that, you've also got to jump over the Washington Beach Bridge, the one that leads towards the construction site. This one probably the easiest stunt jump in the game in terms of discovery. I'm pretty sure we all jumped over this one at least once when we was kids. So, or even adults, I guess, as we played this game. But yeah, simply jumping towards the entrance of the police station. Speaking of the police station, and around the back of it and near the sort of staircase jump that we did towards the police station, we have a ramp here to go over the bridge section towards the construction site and towards Starfish Island, essentially sort of landing just behind the tooled up place where you can buy machetes and so on. And then if you come down the Starfish Island bridge and then go back over that again, although this time you'll be hitting a little sand dune, and simply travel back to where you came from. And that is stunt jumps number 13 and 14. Again, pretty straightforward. Do recommend a fast vehicle for that, just to cover the water. Of course, any jump that involves water you do need to be very, 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 very careful at. Jump number 15 is one that's actually slightly more difficult to discover, but one that I've never actually failed. It involves coming up to Avery Carrington's construction site. Essentially, you're going to be climbing the scaffolding with your bike to get all the way to the top, and then hitting a pylon, which will be the stunt jump location. So simply be very careful, be sort of precise, make sure you get lined up on this pylon pretty well, because it is quite a narrow entrance and it's very hard to adjust on the go. I recommend reaching near the top of it just so you can be sort of sure that you aren't going to fall off, and also once you've done that, just make sure not to countersteer the bike in any way, shape or form. You want to be making sure you're getting a straight run up on this one, but once you're ready, simply hit it, and then you're going to be landing in this sort of driveway of the hotel opposite, or smashing your face into it. Either way, $1,500. And that's stunt jump number 15. Stunt jump number 16 is a bit more of a wanker. This one is just opposite the Malibu Club. You're going to be hitting another one of these sort of electrical box style ramps. This one is very difficult to find the exact point you need to hit. There is a very exact point on the grass. That one will warrant multiple attempts, sort of changes in speed. You can't just go flat out over it. You need to figure out perfectly what you are going to do with it, which can be a bit awkward. And finally, stunt jump number 17 takes us to Prawn Island and the movie studio. It's kind of interesting that none of these stunt jumps ever really get out of the Ocean Beach, Washington Beach area. There's nothing up in Vice Point other than this one, so a little bit of a weirdness for you. Anyways, as you can sort of see here, the way to get up here, and you're going to be jumping into the movie studio. You will see there is a way to get out of the movie studio, because the whole point of this jump is you land inside it, and if you haven't bought the movie studio yet, of course the gates aren't open, so you can't actually go in there. So as you'll see in here, I'll show you the quick way to get out, but eventually, essentially, you are going to land on the building there, just behind the GTA 3 Bedford Point backdrop. And yeah, that will put you right into the movie studio, and that'll be it for all of the unique stunt jumps here on the East Island of Vice City. Again, Starfish Island not covered, and again, there is no stunt jumps in Vice Point, no stunt jumps in the Leaf Links golf course, anything like that. It's essentially just all in the beach area, most of them contained within that alleyway and a few multi-storey car parks. So it does make things a little bit easier. Maybe I would have preferred a little bit more variety in the jumps, but I guess that's what the West Island will be for. But as you can see, there is a Packer stalled in this sort of filming lot here. So simply use that, get the ramp lined up with the fence, and then you can just jump straight over it and get out of the movie studio that way. So you don't need to mess about with that. And again, PCJ motorcycle would be what I would recommend for all of this. So there you go. Anyways, thank you all very much for watching this edition of the Grand Theft Auto Vice City Let's Play. Do hope you've enjoyed. Join us next time, we're going to be taking a look at the vehicle missions, so definitely join us for that. And until then, a farewell.
You know what I'm saying. The sorrow that my heart holds in, knowing just where my hopes and dreams are going. I won't let you back. Got up and translated your father with love.